Hey. Down that.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can. Okay, thank you. Stupid computer would not load the internet. It's like, oh, Roll20 won't load because you don't have the internet. I'm like, I can see that I have the internet. Like, I can see that I have it. So I restarted the internet. Still wouldn't load anything.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 13th session of Scion, Birth of the New Gods. I am Simon at Wandering DM, and I'll be GMing this game of mythic storytelling as... Why do I have two microphones? As the Fates. I have with me a cast of fantastic players. You've seen them before in other of our shows here, but let's just go around the table, introduce our cast very quickly, and do a short recap of the entire season so far, if only because we are at a new home, and thus we'll need to catch up some of the new folks that are joining us for our mythic adventures today. But first, introductions. We'll begin with the person to my right there on the overlay, and that is Lynn.
Hey, I'm Lynn, she, her, and I'm playing Dee Higa, also she, her. She is a trans college student that she has a gift of speaking with spirits of objects and spirits that are around. and she has found out, in fact, that she is the daughter of Inari and has joined these other godlings on fairly happily. Although they have made her steal cars and stuff, so she's not entirely happy about that. So, but we managed to get away from the security company and of dogmen that has been chasing us, and we'll see where we go now.
Up next, we have I'll go with Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Nino. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character, Eddie Kahele, the Scion of Sun Wukong, aka the Monkey King. And he will only admit to making D an accessory to the crimes, not so much the full participant of said things. We leave that to the other player with us today.
Our other player today, Hannah. Hi, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm Hannah, she, her. I'm playing Kieran and Kearney, Scion of Loki, he, him. Animation art on Twitter, Animation Studios pretty much everywhere else. So lots of fun. Kieran is innocent. He has never done anything wrong in his life ever and will not hear evidence to the contrary. But he does enjoy being along for the ride on Eddie's schemes. We're bad people. It's okay. We love it. He has pretty much been along for the ride for everything because he's a bit of a coward, but that's okay because it's worked out in his favor once or twice. So he's just, here to make great commentary that everybody appreciates and sometimes help.
Whoa. And our last player, we will introduce her next week when she comes back, but Renee is out for the count this week. We wish her a speedy recovery. On that note, fellow godlings, chronologically, what do you remember happened in our first season so far?
Let's see. So in our first season, all of the characters came together under mysterious circumstances around a university in Niantic, which is a fictional city on the east coast of the United States, possibly around the Rhode Island-ish area. And there at that university, they encountered a guest lecturer. Is that right? Yeah, it was a guest lecturer who was speaking about, what was the topic? Help me out here, because my character actually did not attend this lecture.
The topic was about the faith of, or how Norse mythology was actually, or Irish mythology, I'm sorry, was actually just a pale copy of the original Anglo-Saxon mythos, and not the other way around. He was basically shitting on both Morning's and Finbar's origins. And during this lecture, you weren't there, Eddie, because you were busy actually delivering a package to this very university. Package which you found out contained a beating heart.
That's right. Also, hello, Raiders. Thank you for popping in. Yes, so Eddie was delivering a package, and he was a little too curious for his own good and discovered that there was a beating heart inside. He delivered this package, might I add, with some seriously high-level white glove courier services. Such. But anyways, the group ended up tangling with organization called Wolf Security. Happened to be in attendance there, and happened to be led by a mysterious, rich, and handsome guy by the name of Ulfer Stevenson.
Yep. And Ulfer has been a thorn in your sides ever since, much so like you were, or you are still thorns in his side.
He started it.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah,
He did.
No, he did. He did. There's no denying that. Concurrent to that storyline, we had Morning, who's absent today, but she met with a mysterious woman called Winnie, who disappeared shortly after Morning met with her. Winnie was saying that she was looking for her sons, and that they had disappeared years ago and did not know where they were. Morning herself disappeared shortly after the group met with Ulfer Stevenson, and realized that Winnie, being a divine entity herself, was going to be used in some sort of ritual to please Ulfer's father. Not quite certain about the details of this, but the group mounted a daring rescue under the Wolf Security building in downtown Niantic, and almost died in the attempt, actually. And, well, you did not. You survived. You brought Winnie back with you. And she, along with all of you, decided that you needed a place, a sanctuary to hide. And so she called upon a favor that one of her children owed her, someone she hadn't seen in a while, called Chappa, who ended up being a giant talking beaver. And Chappa allowed you to stay on his land in exchange for you not, spoiling the land around and being respectful of everything. He helped you overnight build a quite spacious magical log cabin by the lake that seems to answer to all of your needs. And from there, this place called a Terra Incognita is this sort of demi-plane that connects with Earth just about everywhere. And using this, you had your first international adventures as the group went, first of all, to Canada, to Toronto, to help a fellow Scion, the son of Isis, who had a bit of a pickle with a sort of criminal boss / gang leader who was in fact a Hydra in disguise. You helped him beat the creature, and in doing so also rescued one of the Hydra's henchmen, a Cyclop, who ended up being a fan of Solomon, the son of Isis. You then went your separate ways, with Dee going to Japan under some mysterious summon by the Talking Crows, where she learned... what is it that you learned, Dee?
That I am due some training, and once we deal with Ulfer, I am supposed to go back for that training.
And the rest of the group headed to Wales to meet with Taliesin, the bard, Morning's mortal father. While in Wales, you reunited with Dee, who got teleported to Wales in a very rough manner. the four of you took a ship to Ireland to meet with Finbar, your good old friend and professor at the University of Niantic, who went back to his native Ireland for some more research once he discovered his divine lineage. He told you about other scions that could be within Ulfur's reach. One of them that we discovered last week, a man by the name of John Daniel Celeste. A hunter, quote unquote. He, along with two other scions, hunted down the Lion of Nemea in 1992. And it is through this article, this random, I was gonna say occult, but it's not an occult article. It was like just a like strange fact type of thing in like an old newspaper, and Finbar found it archived on the net. Saw that the lion was actually not just a big lion, like probably the biggest in the world, but actually the same type of lion, the same breed than the one that Hercules fought all those ages ago. So, along with JD, the hunter, well, you went and met with him, and along with him, you fought off a patrol of Wolf security agents that had just, according to JD, came to the little town of Ticonderoga in upstate New York, a scant few weeks ago. And they basically cornered you in his house. You fought them off, and that is where we ended our last session. So now that everyone is all caught up with the events of the first 12 sessions, let's delve back into where we were.
With him is a little generous. He was kind of off, like shaving and changing his clothes while the rest of the party was doing all the fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he needed to look presentable. He did throw a javelin.
Okay, at the 13th hour, he came in and helped.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll pick back up where we left off with JD and Kieran standing on the porch of this house in the woods. Eddie had just... Were you wrestling or did you punch the lights out of him? I think you just punched the lights out of that guy.
Did I punch anybody? I thought I missed.
You threw the log through the windshield.
Yes,
That's
of
right.
the car.
And then Morning slashed through the tires of the van.
And cut one down. Yeah, the other one ran away and then got the javelin to the back.
Yep.
Because Dee decided to call upon her powers to scare the living shit out of this wolf person. And so you're all standing in JD's driveway. His your lemon yellow Jeep being barred from the road by the now seriously beaten wolf security van that had just parked behind you. The motor of the engine of the wolf security van is still running, though there are no people inside. As everything quiets down, Kieran, you notice next to you JD's hands, which were like enveloped in this strange like purple fire. Just like the flames just go out naturally. You hear a little sizzle. It doesn't smell of burnt flesh or anything. And you catch him just glance at his hands very quickly, like flipping them on both sides.
Fancy. That's something you can call up whenever?
Not whenever. It comes with a few strings attached, if you will. Because,
What doesn't?
Yeah. Anyway, it's a neat trick. But I seriously didn't think that they would. Were you guys followed? And he asked that a little louder so that both Dee and Eddie can hear it.
Talk in the car. Let's go.
Oh, all right. He picks up his
She's
bag.
like, yeah, she's like by the car getting it. Like,
I mean, there's no rush now. They're like, I mean, more will come eventually, but we should first look in their van to see if there's anything in there that we can use to our advantage, right?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Since when did we ever just leave other people's things laying around when they don't use it anymore?
I mean, exactly, they aren't using it anymore.
And Eddie's just going to rip the doors off the back of the van.
You tear open the van. You notice inside is a veritable armory. Lining both sides of the interior of the van, you have on the one side modern firearms. You have a few semi-automatic handguns, a rather large revolver. You have two rifles. They look like military issued, the old M16, so probably like bought, from a reseller or something. But all of them, on hooks and everything. There are boxes of ammunition locked in place at the foot of this wall of firearms, and then the next one on the other side is all like archaic medieval weaponry. Axes and swords. There's a crossbow. You notice that the bolts, the tip of the bolts for the crossbow are a bit too shiny to be just steel. Either they were polished or it's probably some sort of like silver alloy. Otherwise, the rest of the weaponry is just all steel. It doesn't look store-bought. It looks like it was forged, as you can even see a few of the like imperfections on the blades. But otherwise, yeah, there's no armor, like no body armor. No, you remember that the Wolf Security people all have like this bulletproof vest, but you don't see like medieval armor or anything of the sort in here. And there is a I'm not gonna say fancy, but I'll say like a trucker's radio system, like a professional radio system installed in the van that didn't come with the model originally. And you can hear the constant chatter from the Wolf Security dispatch desk through the radio. And from what you can gather, just while you're looking around the van very quickly, the chatter is just regular dispatches. Like, window alarms.
They're not talking to any other, or in communication with any other security.
Right now, it seems that it's just like the dispatch desk that's just sending out cars, like telling them where the next alarm went off and if they have anyone in the vicinity. And then you have like other drivers picking up and saying, "Oh, I'm 15 minutes away. I'll go check it out." Or like, "I'm on it, 10-4," stuff like that.
If we take that out of the van, would it still work if we transferred it to our van?
Well, provided you don't break it, yeah.
I mean, that seems useful.
True, but what if there's like a tracker in it?
Oh,
That's a good.
Dee, can you ask it if it has a tracker?
She'll go in there and I think she didn't see the gun all the way. It's like, oh, it's a lot. Oh my god.
Hey, how much trunk space we got?
I mean, we could probably just. Oh wait, no, the tires are slashed.
Yeah, the
Damn
whole
it,
thing's
warning.
unjaxed.
Yeah, she'll kind of get into the seat and just like, all right, radio. Do you have any tracker on you?
The radio, you see, you hear like the like that weird sort of static when you try to find the proper band to get a signal, and then you hear a voice that says,
All right, I can't hear. All right, radio.
"What?"
Make noise if you have a tracking on you. All right, seems good.
All right, let's take it. On whatever else we can carry from this. I feel like the guns should take priority over the hand axes and.
See, I don't know how Chap is going to feel about all of us taking these weapons into our.
Maybe if they stay in the Jeep.
Well, true, but we got to unload them sometime.
Do we though?
Well, I mean, this would be great to put into some sort of armory in our house, just in case that someone might happen to invade our little safe spot, and then we can rely. At least then we'll have something that this guy, and he points to. I forget the name of the guy though.
John.
JD,
John.
yeah, or John.
JD. Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't want to leave John here unarmed if he's guarding our place.
He has glowing hands. I don't think he's unarmed.
Yeah, he's got the, gift from his ma. He's pretty good.
He said that has a cost. I mean, is there a cost for wielding an axe? Just saying.
John like walks up to you and sort of peers into the car, and he's like, I'm less of a face-to-face type of guy. I'd rather not have to resort to going medieval on someone's ass.
Wait, does that mean you shoot fire out of your hands or something?
Well, the.
Oh, it's not fire. It's a javelin. I have a javelin and a bow because Mom.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
Mom's mom.
Yeah. But if need be, I mean, I don't know where you guys live, but this is. He points to like a few of the all of the firearms and says like, these have got some decent firepower.
Well, you're probably going to be the only one using them, so why don't you do a little shopping in here and take what you prefer?
He's gonna take like one of the handguns and one of the rifles, and like one. Yeah, he opens up a case of ammunition, looks through it, and then turns to the three of you, and he's like, he holds up one of the bullets, and says, "Do you think it fits in either of these?"
You don't know how to shoot a gun.
I never had to shoot a gun. They make noise.
I've never had to shoot a gun either, by the way.
And he just sighs and he picks up one of the rifles, and then he starts investigating a little bit, and then suddenly our hands are a blur as he's clicking a bunch of things and reloading the gun and popping the chamber, and then just for kicks, he points the gun up and away from everybody and just fires it just to make sure it's working.
There is a loud pop that echoes somewhat in the woods around. You hear birds taking flight. But it works. And the cases of ammunition that you have in the van, there's basically, almost, I'm not going to say one for each weapon, but one for each type of weapon, if you prefer. So there's about 500 bullets for the 2 M16, and there's about 200 for all the handguns. The only one that doesn't seem to have, specific bullets is the revolver, which is loaded, only has 6 bullets in the chamber, but you didn't see any of the other ones. You notice that the bullets in the revolver are all hollow points. The other ones are regular.
Jesus. What kind of sick bastard uses one of these things?
Someone who's got to take down someone that has epic stamina.
Oh, so it was meant for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more inclined to this spot, boy. Does anyone care if I take this crossbow?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
It's by the way, yes, it's on the wall with the medieval weaponry, but it's a modern crossbow. It's not the big hefty wooden thing that you would have in
with the crank.
Ages. Yeah, with the crank and everything.
It's cool. A weapon as big as me. It's good.
Yeah, no, it's a modern one, and it's got a good heft to it, and there are 12 bolts in total, all wrapped up in 2 bundles of 6.
Oh, nice. Anyway, so since John doesn't know anything about guns, but Eddie does, he's going to make a couple of the choices, and he's just going to pick up a pair of the handguns. Are there any scopes or silencers with the rifles at all?
When you look at the rifles themselves don't have scopes or silencers. Going through the van, you notice that there are a pair of silencers for the handguns that can be attached.
Oh.
But no scopes. It seems that whatever danger the Wolf security team thought they would get into, they figured it would be short to maybe medium range.
All right. Well, he's just going to grab a couple of the rifles then and put them in the trunk, along with the ammo. I guess I'm going to have to teach you how to shoot. Hopefully Chaplin won't be too pissed about that.
I mean, so long as we don't shoot him or any of his, what were these children, his brothers, any of those great beavers, should be fine. He can't fault us for wanting to defend ourselves and his home, right? I mean,
that's fair.
You live with beavers?
Not by choice.
I get that. Oh, and he turns to Kieran, who's still holding, if I remember correctly, the Lion of Nemeus pelt.
I threw it in the car.
Threw it in the car, that's true.
Yes.
So he turns to you and will just say, oh, thanks for the carpet, by the way.
Oh, hi. Sure, yeah. Figured it was important.
It's got a lot of value.
Do any of the other beasties in the house have similar value, or just the carpet?
I mean, they were good company, but the carpet is not something I would want fall into the wrong hands.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fair. That tracks.
So, car?
Oh, yeah, car.
Yes, let's get in the weapon-laden car.
Let's get the scanner in the car as well.
So you all jump back into the van. It takes a bit of time to try to maneuver away from the Wolf security van and down.
Well, can't we just have somebody push it out the way? I mean, don't we have somebody with epic strength?
Yeah, I mean, Eddie is just going to roll the van over.
Yeah, with surprising ease. You just roll it to the side. It makes a hell of a noise, but
It's too late now. We've made noise for a while.
We were already shooting off guns.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
it's noise at this point.
and you go back into the van, the jeep, and drive out of there. You have to pass through the streets of Ticonderoga to get back onto the highway. And you notice as you drive that there is at least that you've seen one more Wolf security car in town. It's not one of those white vans with their logo. It's just like a regular sedan, but it does have the Wolf security logo on it. They don't give chase or anything. The car was parked in front of one of the many little shops downtown. There was nobody in the car, but, you know, it stands out because of past events with all of you and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, you make your way back home, I guess?
Yeah, because we can't just teleport and bring John with us. We have to go through the gate.
Mm-hmm.
So you drive back down, 4 hours on the highway, very uneventful. Unless spoken to first, John is just looking at the landscape, looking out the window. He's not nervous or anything, but you get the feeling that he probably didn't go out much after he decided to call his whole fate, quit. And it's a nice change of scenery, even though it's, same forest, same mountains all across upstate New York. It still is, fun for him to go out from time to time. That said, you go back to your terra incognita, your little house in the woods, and you pass through the sort of like mystical portal that leads you there, this barrier in the real world, and end up back at the house. Choppa is nowhere to be seen. Morning, by the way, followed you with Midnight, her horse. She just goes back into the house. She says she's gonna crash. She's a bit tired, and wake me up.
It's been a busy day.
Oh yeah. Did you see me slide and I slashed the black things on that carriage?
Yeah, that was
fan.
That was pretty impressive. Damn.
Pretty dope.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll go lie down, but if there's anything, just call me.
Yeah.
Will do.
And with a smile and a wave, she goes back inside. JD gets out of the Jeep, stretches a bit, looks around, says, "Wow, this is nice place."
Mm-hmm. Nice and safe. So far.
I got a feeling that we weren't really on Earth anymore.
Probably best not to think about it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but that tracks. So you live here?
We do. It's a shelter away from those who might seek to do us harm. It's a home base of sorts. It's just that well, the other folks who live in this area aren't exactly combat trained.
Mm-hmm. So it's safe so long as no one knows you're here.
Pretty much. But anyways, we did bring you here upon the condition that you defend this place, same way you would if it was your own home. And then as he's talking, Eddie is just going to go over to a wall, or the wall with the mustached portrait of himself is on.
Yeah.
And he's going to flip it open, or he's going to open up the painting, because behind the painting is a secret panel which he happens to unlock, and has all the space to sort all the weapons that they had just picked up and hide them within easy access.
How strange. But yes, and for everyone, this
It's not
has
strange.
always
It's been there the whole time.
Yeah. You put the weapons away, close the wall back, and hang the painting back up on it. JD is just wandering around the house, like hands in his pockets, just looking at like the ceiling, the walls. He's very, very interested in the rather large TV that you have. And then oh yeah, the pelt. I'll be right back. Goes outside, and he's gonna come back a few moments later. Winnie, during this time, comes out of her room, looks at the three of you, and asks, who's the new guy?
Another one of us. Think he was lying low, but looks like Wolf Security was after him as well. So don't mind if he crashes here and kind of looks after. I don't think he has any place else left to go.
No, yeah. I mean, as long as he picks up after himself. Like, that he doesn't leave stuff lying around and all that. Like,
You might leave something lying around, but
wait, he's got a lion?
oh, you'll see. He's out to the car. He'll be back.
Okay. And
So how have you been?
good. Nothing's happening here. It's rather uneventful. Quiet. I like it. I tried to watch the news earlier to see if there was anything about Ulfer, but so far so good.
I mean, I suppose we're just going to have to go out there and poke the beehive, I guess. But it's at least one Scion heart less out there for him to use in his schemes. Although, now that I think about it, he did get a heart elsewhere. But we really foil his things? Or did he just need multiple hearts in order to fuel his little...
Yeah, maybe you need more than one for big ritual or whatever. Maybe. We did make him mad, so that's something, I guess.
2 seconds.
I mean, we took his toy. We broke his toy. Mm-hmm. So he's at least a little bit out of commission for the time being. which is good. And now we've pulled another Scion out of the fire.
And Winnie says, I mean no disrespect by this, but my heart was probably more valuable than yours.
I mean, whatever keeps, the heart in the chest is fine,
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just maybe he thought I'd be a shortcut or something, so that doesn't mean he's not going to try anyway.
In fact, he might be even more desperate now that he's messed up a few times.
Oh, that's disheartening.
Wow, you are ejected forcefully. The house itself rejects you.
One
you
too
now
many
live in the
puns.
tool
I've gone
shed.
over the limit.
JD comes back at that moment with the pelt of the lion, and he just basically like unfurls it and throws it down like on the couch as a like blanket type of thing. And then he throws himself upon the couch and lies down on it, boots and all, on the seats. It's like, sweet dig.
So what's the actual value of that pelt apart from being a crumb catcher? Because so far I've seen you throw it on the floor and now on the couch. But it seems important.
Oh, yeah. It can't be damaged.
Good.
Not for lack of trying, but sure. Do you intend to use it for something?
Well, let me show you, if you want. Eddie, where did you stash the weapons?
He just points at the picture of him over there.
JD goes up, removes the picture, opens the wall, takes one of the rifles. Doesn't really know, like, he knows how to hold it. He probably could, point and shoot, maybe. But, like, he doesn't know where the safety is on it or whatever, so he just, like, hands it to Eddie and says, let's go outside. And he takes the pelt with him.
All right.
And once outside, JD holds the pelt up as much as he can, like as a blanket in front of him. And he just shouts to Eddie to shoot him.
So Eddie just shrugs, and then he'll quick draw the gun and empty the clip at the hide.
Cool. You start firing, and at some point, you're like halfway through the clip that you hear John shout out like, "Stop! Stop! Stop!" He puts the pelt like down. By the way, the pelt has no holes in it. But he's like holding his stomach. He's like,
Oh.
Because every time you fired, the pelt would move through the impact.
Like he got punched. Oh no.
So it was like a bulletproof vest. So it was like I was throwing a bunch of hammers at his stomach.
Yeah. And he like doubles over and walks up or shambles forward towards you, and he's like, "See, bulletproof." Oh,
That's
I shouldn't have stood
fantastic.
behind it. Normally,
Yeah, that was probably not a good idea.
Live and learn.
yeah. Yeah, it was a pain to pelt, actually, the skin. There's only one thing that can tear through this,
Mm.
and it's the lion itself. So if you want to hunt a lion, oh, God, oh mother! If you want to hunt the lion, you have to have hunted a lion before, so that you can hunt the lion. Can I catch my drift here? I think I'm gonna go lie down. And he like drags the pelt inside behind them. Just you can hear him mutter like "ow, ow, ow, ow" as he like with each step he takes. But yeah, when you go to the place where JD stood holding the pelt, you notice that all of your bullets, Eddie, have been like flattened into pennies.
All right then.
It is very sturdy.
I guess this will be helpful.
It is mechanically, it is a relic. I'll add it to the list of relics that you have. Anyone can use it. You can't really wear it. That's the problem. Like, you can probably try to fashion a sort of makeshift cloak or cape out of it, but the pelt is big enough that if you curl up in a ball, you can completely cover yourself up with it.
Just wear it like a blanket.
Yeah, and it counts as it's a hard. It's not a hard armor. It's a soft armor that is also basically resistant to everything. So the only way that you can actually be damaged through the Nemean lion's pelt is if someone was to clubber you through it.
Mm-hmm.
You still take less damage because it's soft armor, so it lowers the it increases the difficulty to increase damage to deal damage by 1. So like it boosts your defense up by 1. But anything that is bludgeoning can still hurt you through it. Anything else, you're fine. Cuts, stabs, bullets, fire. JD didn't test it on everything. Like, he doesn't know if someone pours acid on it. Is it gonna work? Would it help you survive sub-zero temperatures? He doesn't know. He never tried. Like, he's not gonna walk naked up a mountain in the middle of winter. But yeah, if you, he'd rather you ask before using it, but you know, when in a pinch, he's not going to say no.
Sure.
And in his words, he doesn't carry it around. Like, it honestly served a better purpose as a carpet than an actual armor. So, while I'm recovering from... I didn't have time to count, but I think you shot, like, 20... 30... How many shots did you fire? Jeez.
Probably 12.
Anyway, and he lies down on the couch, holding his stomach. So, tell me more about this quarry you're hunting. What do you know about him?
Who, Ulfer?
Yeah, well, isn't that the person that's either hunting you down or that you're trying to reverse hunt type of thing?
Well, he's a mean
Sure.
son of a bitch. He can turn into a puddle of blood to get places.
Do you know where he lives? Do you know where he can be found? Movement. Does he have? I don't know. Friends, relatives. Oh Jesus, it hurts.
No friends that we know of. He does have an office with a weird torture dungeon in it, so I assume that's his base of operations.
Nice. Weird torture dungeon. Cool.
That's great.
Yeah, it's very HGTV ish. When he says that, HGTV comes on the television, just because.
JD like turns back to you and goes, "Is the voice activated? That's wicked awesome."
It's actually thought activated too. It's anything that you want that's airing in the world. So.
And he just like turns to glance at the TV, and it immediately switches to the nature channel. And he's like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." So just other than that, your friend, the Ulfer, what's his name? So he has an office. Does he spend time in that office? Is he
Well,
always there?
we don't know. He appears there sometimes in a pool of blood, so I don't.
I mean, he's a business owner of some capacity. He like runs a business, so he's got to attend to that every so often. If there's something business related that he's got to do, there might be some way to lure him out. But otherwise, the office probably the best bet.
Okay, so we know, and he has to act like mundane, right? Like
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay, so that means there's at least a few things we can. Do you know where his sanctum is? The I don't know, sacred place, thing. Uh, like here, but for him.
Probably in that building.
Yeah.
You think the torture dungeon?
I think
we got
that
in
may
there
be-
so
yeah.
easy.
How did you get there?
Took an elevator and then walked.
Well,
It was
I mean,
a really long elevator.
It was a long elevator ride down, but we needed a very specific password in a foreign language or ancient language, runes and whatever, which I guess we sort of dumb lucked into.
Yeah, we got it from his phone.
Oh, okay. So there is a sort of protection. All right. Okay. There are ways to go about and turn the tables on this person. If you ruin his mundane persona, if you make him lose everything, he's gonna have to retreat to that sanctum, that place where he knows he'll be safe. He points to the pelt and explains, like, with the Lion of Nemea, and I'll paraphrase it, but so the lion was a monster that was living okay-ish in its divine realm, but when it was sent to Earth, had to stay in hiding in a cave. Otherwise, people would know of its existence, and humanity is deeply either afraid or fueled with hatred towards the Titan spawns. They know that these things, like the Lion of Nemea, is, or was, or, well, the Lions of Nemea, it's a species anyway, that there's a whole bunch of them, but that they're a threat to humanity's survival, and a threat that they cannot handle. So when the first lion came on Earth, was cast out by, John doesn't remember who, we think it's Hera or Hecate, something like that. The lion lived alone in hiding for a while until the people in a nearby village learned of its existence, and then asked Hercules to kill it as part of his 12 labors. And he says the same thing could happen to Ulfr. If everyone knows Ulfr as a not mundane being, but as a divine entity, if he is a Titan spawn, if he's in fact like a monster wearing a human guise, people will instinctively fear him or try to get rid of him if they see him. For his own survival, he'll have to go and hide in his creepy dungeon, if that's the place where he feels the most safe. And if that's the case, then you know where he is. You can trap him. That's one way to do it. It carries a few risks, because you'll be exposing people to something that they won't necessarily understand right away. And fate has a way to create a backlash when that happens. JD says, I don't know exactly how it works, but for us, we were hounded by reporters for weeks on end until we finally agreed to give one interview. Because fate dictated that there should be a trace of what we did somewhere.
And that was you and who else?
Oh, there was me. There was, thank you, Simon, for not putting it in the character sheet. There was me. There was Madeleine. And then there was, dude, guy, Egyptian. Guy was from Cairo. He, wow, I don't remember.
Your man in the cowboy hat, you don't remember him?
Well, I mean, I remember what he looks like, I think. He's dressed like fucking Crocodile Dundee. I think we were friends. Or acquaintance. I think he was a friend of Madeline. Yeah, that's it. He was a friend of Madeline. And, yeah, Maddie brought him with her. Yeah, he stayed with us for a bit. I think they were dating? No. They had dated. I don't really. Wow. And like this entire like scene is going to last for a few minutes as he tries as he might to remember. He's always like this close to remembering, and then it's like it's almost the same thing as what happens to the house itself. Like reality just rewrites itself every time to change facts about this person. He's never able to pinpoint exactly who that person is.
Maybe you put that on the back burner for a little while. If you can't remember it, maybe it'll come back to you at some point later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. You think so? Just going to whisper over to Kieran. You think something is, this person that he's trying to remember is actively discouraging or somehow blocking his memory from being accessed?
That's kind of the feeling I'm getting, yeah. Wonder what kind of person has the ability to do that.
I mean, that's lying to a whole new level.
Certainly be a good skill to have. Just a little frustrating that it's being used against us.
I guess the thing to do when things are being used against us is to take it for ourselves, right?
Sure, but how exactly are we going to take the skill of somebody he can't even remember the name of? How are we going to hunt him down?
Well, one thing at a time.
All right.
But I don't really think that I want to just blow open Wilfer Stevenson's identity to the public as a whole, just because I feel like it would make it harder for us to stay on the down low. But what if we just exposed him to the business people that he works with? To the point where they don't want to work there.
That seems like something that could work without necessarily turning into this, like, big thing or whatever. That leads with him chasing us with some other weapon covered in blood again.
So what are you saying? We should start a rumor that makes it seem like he's not fit to be worked with, or actively sabotage one of his projects, or
I wonder if we can get a hold of his schedule somehow.
Knowing the comings and goings of your quarry is very useful. People tend to be what's the word? They like their routine.
Yes.
So maybe we should try to find him at a sort of benefit function where there'll be a lot of other influential people there, but not just folks off the street or journalists and whatnot. No, it's like a very rich and exclusive kind of event that won't even get covered by the tabloids.
you think somebody else at the Wolf Security base of operations might know something about that, or do you think that's something that would just be on Ulfer's personal schedule?
I assume that maybe they are they need to know as much as they need to. His schedule is probably higher up.
So, like, an assistant, his assistant might be possible.
I mean, that would be. I mean, I don't know if he has one, but I mean, that would be the easiest way, right?
I mean, I don't think our idea of stealing his phone again is going to work.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's in any shape to glean any more information out of it.
Can't you ask?
Ask what?
Ask who?
Well, I mean, people like him, they tend to have very busy schedules, right? The CEOs and such.
Yeah, I guess.
If you try to take an appointment with them, like, won't the person let you know, like, what his availabilities are?
Availabilities, but doesn't necessarily tell us where
he'll be. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
we gotta find
a.
a.
Down now.
Yeah, it looks like you're.
What about that that guy we saw at the financial meeting?
You still got his business card.
Yeah, I think we do somewhere. Eddie is going to take out his wallet and start sifting through it to find the guy's business card.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the name of that person. I do believe it is something like Boyce?
John, yeah.
Jeremy Boyce, general manager, the GM under the COO. Yep, you have him, you have his phone number. You give him a call.
He doesn't think I speak English, so...
The hell did you two do?
Just trying to help. We were, we went what we went to do. We did.
Mm-hmm.
But how exactly would arranging a meeting with this guy help us to get to Ulfer?
Well, this guy, if I remember correctly, is one of those guys who's ambitious and he wants to essentially be Ulfer, right? Or wants to become someone like Ulfer, rich, powerful, influential.
All right.
But he's lacking that sort of confidence and personal style. And that's kind of what we sold him, was the fact that we could unleash his potential.
I see. Okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe if we sort of spin it into maybe coaching him discreetly at one of these fancy events that is coming up that Ulfer might be at, then we'll be able to get in that way.
Right. So we're saying if you can get us into this event with Ulfer that's coming up, then we will come with you and give you pointers on how to talk to him so that he'll actually listen.
How to talk to people in general at this party.
All right.
We don't want him to know that we're there specifically to see Ulfer, because we don't want to tip Ulfer off into our arrival. I'm concerned that he might actually recognize us.
Sure. He doesn't know the names that we went by at that first event, though, does he?
No, I don't believe so.
So if he knows
yourselves.
Well, Eddie did, but he used a false name.
Right.
So even if our man says he's coming with, so-and-so's as company, that wouldn't tip Ulfer off until he actually saw us. Right.
Right. I mean, they'll probably just put our names on some sort of guest list, and then, we'll just happen to show up.
Right,
at any rate, I don't think
call.
Ulfer, and I don't think that Ulfer is going to make a very public move against us, even if he did recognize us, because that would also risk blowing his cover.
JD pipes up and says, unless he doesn't mind blowing his cover. If he's desperate enough, keep that in mind.
Well, then he's just doing his job for us in that case.
Alright, I'm shutting up for real now. So a plan is hatched?
Mm-hmm.
D, what do you think?
I mean, that sounds like a perfectly good plan. I don't... Exactly what do you want me to do? I mean, I don't think you're going to let a college student in.
But you're not a college student.
Oh, God, no.
You're part of the company.
That's right. You're our new marketing intern.
Cool,
associate.
great.
You need to come up with your own name.
Right.
That shouldn't be a problem. I should have just said nothing. Then I wouldn't be in the thing, but now I'm part of this company, so.
Well, Eddie, what was your name?
I believe it was you, Dragonsbane.
For you, Dragonsbane. Sensei to the rich and powerful.
Yes.
Yes.
He looks at him like, what?
Yeah. Exclusive executive coach to aspiring leaders.
Look, these idiots eat this shit right up, so, do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could show up wearing, like, a gi and just be, like, the whole, stereotype, and those CEO types would be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like, racism.
And he's just going to hand the card over to Kieran. Oh,
Fantastic.
looks like you're up here.
All right, let's give this man a call. So we're going to pull out the intelligent rectangle and call up this man.
Go for Boyce.
Hello, Mr. Boyce. This is Oliver Emerson. I am the translator and representative for Mr. Ryu Dragonsbane. I believe we met at an executive meeting a little while back before it all went, unfortunately, feet up.
Yes, I remember. Oh, thank God. I thought you wouldn't call. I thought you'd lost my number. I lost yours.
You lost our number.
It's no big deal. Just in the commotion and everything. There was a. That was strange, wasn't it?
Not particularly. What's strange is that you lost our number. However, we did want to follow up with you. We were wondering if you were still interested in our services. We hadn't heard from you, and that was disconcerting.
Oh, yes, I'm still, yes, very much yes.
All right, because we are in high demand. So we were wondering if you had any upcoming events that you were interested in utilizing our services. We have a few openings available where we could come and assist you in at one of these events. Do you happen to have any upcoming ones which involve Ulfa Stevenson?
Oh, with Mr. Stevenson.
Was he not the one you wanted to talk to?
Yes.
Perhaps that was someone else. We have been helping a lot of people to talk to important CEOs lately.
Yeah. Maybe. Let me. Give me a moment. And you hear like frantic typing on a keyboard. Yeah, Mr. Stevenson. Do we? Is he? No, not this one.
Mr. Dragonbane's time is valuable.
Oh, yeah. No, I have one. I think I can get in on this one. I'll probably have to do it on my own time, but there's the an investor meeting with the board. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Huh.
Well, if you can't get in, that's fine. I'm sure we can find business elsewhere.
No, wait. Yeah, I'll find a way to go. Probably acting as the rep for the CEO. Yeah, investor meeting.
That's fine. Please forward the information to this number. You do have caller ID, yes?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna add you in my contacts, so I don't lose it anymore.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing you.
Well, thank you very much for calling me.
Click.
It takes roughly a minute for him to send a hasty message to your cell phone. It's got a few typos, typical of someone who's like typing very quickly. He basically forwards you, so it's a restaurant in downtown Niantic, or is it? Give me just a second. Because I know who's in charge of the place. Yeah, it is in it's opposite downtown in Niantic. It's found in Little Italy, but it is a Greek restaurant, and it's this, you know, like the authentic taste of Greece, and they basically rented like the whole place before their like opening hours. So the investor meeting is held at from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. with the restaurant opening at 5, and there's of course meal served, and it's paid by Wolf Security. Boyce says in his message that he managed to have you in as like his consultants. However, you are going to have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and a few more papers, basically attesting that whatever information that you hear there is for your ears only, not to be distributed, not to be repeated, blah blah blah. Under, legal penalties and whatever. He'll forward that to you tomorrow, but the meeting is next week. Like, it's at the end of next week. So theoretically you have, we'll say 8 days before this happens.
D, what name should we add you as? Tell him to put on the list for you as well.
Sakura Kinomoto.
All right. I will type that back. I'll say, please add our marketing coordinator, social media marketing coordinator, Sakura Miyamoto.
Kinomoto.
Kinomoto.
Kinomoto, sorry.
And we'll also need to add our intern and our intern, Morning.
Just Morning.
Yes, she has new age parents. She is the heiress to the Queen's Guard security firm, and happens to be taking my coaching as well.
All right. I will put down all this information and send it along to him. And I will say, please add these names to your list as well.
He sends you a message almost immediately after and says, "Oof, Queen's Guard. I don't think I can get her in."
I'm not sure we can make your meeting.
We're gonna have to ask for a manipulation plus subterfuge check.
Okay. Manipulation plus subterfuge.
Because you're really trying to push the envelope there.
I'm rolling really hard here, so.
And 3 rerolls.
Oh, hey, hey.
Oops. It'd be cool if I could actually type.
5 successes. He just sends another message right after and says, "Is it possible to just omit the whole Queen's Guard bit?"
Oh yeah, she's actually our intern, and she's one of our clients, executive coaching. So
Okay, I will type back to him to say, you can just put her down as our intern. She's also taking our coaching.
He agrees, sends you a little emoji of a little smiley face with the thumbs up.
call him out on that and say emojis are unprofessional enough.
I'm going to send him back and say, please don't do that with others. That is unprofessional.
He sends back just one word, apologies, with like a capital A and like a period at the end.
Oh.
So you have 8 days to kill. We can go into montage, or if you have anything that you absolutely want to do, like a scene you want to have, a conversation, anything, just let me know. If you have short-term deeds that would need to be fulfilled, that is also a good time to go into that before we reach the fated date of the meeting at the Greek place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I think we want to wait for, out of character. I think we would want to wait for morning for that one.
Yes.
But
that's why
in
I'm
character,
asking if you have anything, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In character, Eddie is just going to say, hey, Dee, didn't you say you had some business in Japan that you need to take care of?
Oh, that's until all this is taken care of. They specifically told me deal with that first, which is, I would have really liked to know something to take care of now, but you know where they are. But I haven't been home for a while, so.
Well, we can always go visit, explore.
Yeah.
Plan a little bit, see what we need to bring. Yeah,
I can't just just completely torch my everyday life. I'm pretty sure I have to
sort of act normal.
I'm pretty sure I missed a lot of classes and haven't talked to people in a little while, so gotta keep that.
Didn't you want to talk to your mother?
Yeah, I have to talk to my mother.
So, how about we do that?
All right.
So during those 8 days, we're going to have like a montage of Dee going to class, of Dee trying to keep up with her college student life. Oof.
It's a little easier now that it's a little easier now. She has like a eidetic memory, so it's a little helpful from the Kodama. So it's a little helpful. It's a lot of work, and she probably had to go to some professors and just deeply apologize and how can I make this back? I need to catch up. And then she is probably communicated with her mother, but like I think she is putting off this meeting for a little while. I think until like maybe a few days before.
All right. Yeah, she would you meet her like at home or at your apartment? Like at her place or yours?
I think she'll go home. She also knows that like she can bring her laundry over and have good food over back at home too. So
So yeah, we'll switch the scene over to that.
Are Eddie and Kieran going to be nosy and pop in there too?
you want to?
Is she in Niantic or is she elsewhere?
In Niantic, yeah. She lives out like the suburbs, and then like it's like it's a bus. It's like city bus or a commuter rail in.
Oh, we'll just give her a drive, a ride.
Yeah, we'll just drive. Yeah, because Eddie is actually going to want to check in on Dudu.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
everyone.
So we'll start with Dee and her mother. You knock at the door of her apartment. No, wait. She lives in a house, though, right?
It's a house. Yeah, it's like upper mid. It's like D is very much like upper middle.
Oh yeah, that's true. So you knock at the door of the house, and your mother opens up. Did you warn her that you were going to visit her or not?
Yeah, I think she said like, okay, I'll come in around 7. I'll come in like 6, and Dean wouldn't need me to bring anything.
Okay. So Elizabeth Higa opens up the door and welcomes you with a smile.
Oh, hey, Mom. Sorry. It's been busy. I know we usually end up doing these things like once a week.
It's
doesn't matter.
It's been busy at the hospital too.
Yeah, I understand.
But come in.
Yep.
And who are your friends?
Oh, they're people I met from lecture and stuff.
Well, don't stay on the porch like that. Come in.
Yeah. What'd you make, or did you pick up something from? I know how busy you are.
Haven't made anything yet. You're staying for supper, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I mean that's fine.
Well, I can make something. I'll check it later. Are you hungry right now? I have a few snacks.
Yeah, maybe later. She has a look on her, like I think her mom knows like this is a talk moment. Mm-hmm. Like that she's kind of like doesn't know. It's that thing where you kind of don't know like if you want to get into it right away, you're just kind of like, but I should. It's like, should I?
Yeah, she figures, as your mom, that you have something very serious to talk to her about. And
yeah.
She also figures that your friends are here as emotional support.
Yeah.
So she would lead you into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the process of making tea.
Mm-hmm.
So there is jasmine tea just waiting.
Yeah. And I'll before we like go to like the kitchen or something like that, I'll tell the rest of them like, why don't you some snacks out here? I'll put some snacks out here. We'll just TV, just whatever. Just this might take a little bit. And she'll go to the kitchen table, and it's like,
are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. God, I hate having this. Like, I thought one of these talks was going to be enough. 1 or 2 of these talks would be enough, but
The GM has a very important question for you, D.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hide your tail?
I think at first, yes.
Okay.
Like she wears like she's wearing like she wears like a long skirt most of the time, so it's like she can probably hide.
Okay. Good. Just checking.
Yeah, because I assume they did some errands and like she's not like super hiding, but like she at certain points I think it's still like new enough where she forgets about it.
Well, which is why I was asking, because like of the importance of this meeting.
Yeah.
Because aside from, strange glances from time to time, if you show it in public,
Yeah.
With your mother, it might be different.
Yeah. I think she does that thing where she fidgets silently for a while, but then she just like, oh, I guess I saw Dad.
Your mom had her back turned to you when you say that, like she was pouring the tea and like getting cups ready, and she just freezes. Puts the kettle back on the counter. And she turns to you, like slowly. You see she's holding the 2 cups in her hands, but you notice that they're shaking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. Got contacted, and I went to the park, and I was somewhere, and I ran into Dad.
They're in town?
I think they were here for as long as they could be there for. And I think they were there to tell me that I'm like divine in some sort, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what that means. You must know something because, I talk to, when your kid talks to objects and you don't send them to like therapy. And then there's this, and then she'll kind of stand up and show like the foxtail.
That's cute. I always knew you were different. Special. You're...
I just thought it was weird and sea spirit special. I mean, other than that, I didn't like. I can't.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I knew when I learned that I was pregnant with you that life would not be the same. Not just because I was young and still in school and getting my MD and all of the mundane issues that come with it, but also because of who I suspected your father to be.
Did you know at what point did you know?
It took me a while. I think at first I didn't want to admit it to myself that they were strange. Not because I thought they were, bad strange. It's just everything always went their way. We would never be late anywhere. We always had everything we ever needed. Never more, but never less. I mean, the deal we had gotten for this house was unimaginable. And I didn't think I could afford it by myself, but he helped me with investments, and they yielded exactly what I needed to pay for the house. He had told me that, whatever happened, you would never go hungry, you would never want for anything, but growing up, I saw you, well, while you were growing up, I saw you, beginning to talk to random objects in the house. I figured it might just be your idea of an imaginary friend. But then I saw that, things sort of went your way as far as objects were concerned. Batteries would be dead in the TV remote and you could still make it work. I don't think you realized that the batteries were dead. But yeah, that I knew things would be eventful, to say the least. I just wish your dad had visited more often.
So mad. I wanted nothing more than to just lay into them for not being there. But
he was always distant. They were always distant.
But I don't think he had that day any choice. And they want to tell me something. She'll put her hand on her mom's hand and just like told me that they miss you. They still love you. Even though I don't think that they can visit as much as they want. There seems to be something that keeps them away.
When you look up at your mom, you notice like a single tear.
And that's what I'm afraid of, honestly. I'm scared to death because those two out there are the same as me. And I don't think they know what that's going to be like necessarily, because what I do with the spirits matches up with, I think, what we have to do as divinity in some way. And God, I thought I was just weird, and like eventually I'd grow out of it and be less weird, but I just don't want to have my relation with people to be like the relation I have with the spirits, which is different and it's lonely. And I looked to Dad's eyes. I seen the eyes of the other godlings, the gods that we met, and they have the same look. I've had that same look. It's powerful, but it's lonely. And I don't know if I'm necessarily ready for that.
It's her turn to put like a hand on your hand that's on her hand. And she says, well, for starters, I never thought you were the weird one. It's everyone else who's weird because they can't see spirits. Because there are everywhere. At least that's what your father told me.
Oh, there are, and they can be big pets sometimes.
Then she like just glances around the kitchen, like she's being observed or something. But she clearly your mother doesn't see them. Like she understands it because it is like both tradition and an old religion. But she doesn't see their presence, feel them the way you do. But then she adds, it is a very lonely life. But it doesn't have to be. You have friends, Dee. They're right there in the living room this very moment. Whoever said that this life was going to be a lonely one has never had me as their mom to begin with. And never cared about others to keep them close. I think it's jarring at first. I can't speak for you because I clearly don't have the same spark in me. But I can tell you that when I learned about Inari, after the shock, there was just so much that I couldn't tell anyone. When you look outside the window and you realize that the entire world lives in perpetual denial of all the wonderful things that exist, and you can't tell a soul because they'll think you're crazy. That was my loneliness. But then I had you. And whatever happens, whatever trouble you're in, whatever's happening to your dad, I will always be here for you.
I love you, Mom, but I hope that that's true and I don't have to go away too.
Well, whoever told your dad to stay away from me, if you ever meet them, send them my way. I have a few words for them.
Hope I don't meet them. I'm sure you'd give them a few words. But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I have a small question.
Shoot. Go ahead.
Do you need me to alter your clothes for the tail thing?
Oh, I suppose I do. Would you? It's not too much of a. It's not too much work. I know you're busy. I mean, I can always play it off that I'm just like, college students do weird things. So
Yes, but if you're anything like your dad, he had 9 of them.
Well, I've heard that part of the legend. I'm suppose I'll have time to acclimate, although I do sit on it from time to time. It's like,
Does it hurt?
that's when I sit on it. Yes, it does. It's like sitting on like a finger.
Oh, okay. Well, if you need me to alter your clothes, just bring him here. I'll
Cool. I have some in the laundry in front, so maybe those ones. Thanks.
Sure. Anything. Anything. Um. Your friends. And she lowers her voice.
Mhm.
Do they know about their parents?
Yeah. Yes. We've all met our parents within the last few weeks, so it's been a lot recently. But yeah. So I mean, if we go back, we can just drop it and make it not seem awkward.
Can you repeat just that last sentence?
Oh shit! She just said that, we can just tell them that it's, she knows about, all about this, and like we don't have to, don't have to be awkward about it.
And what about their other parent?
I don't know, honestly. We haven't had that many, heart talks. Been a lot of basically running from things, meeting others like us. So it's been pretty busy. This is the first downtime I think I've had in the last few days.
Yeah, it's like the GM didn't give you any downtime so far.
We've been running. She doesn't want to tell her mom that, like, yeah, we ran from a man like covered in blood and we've been hunted by security people. So she's gonna,
you
gonna
don't
say,
want to give your mom a heart attack right away.
no, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Well, if I don't know what their relationships are with their parents, but if there's anything you need someone to talk to, I'm here. But I'm here
Of
for you
course.
first.
I know. I don't show it a lot, but I know.
And she gets up and start like rummaging through the fridge and everything, trying to come up with something to cook. And she turns to you as she's looking through like the pantry and everything and says, "Can you ask food to cook itself?"
I don't think I'm quite there yet. I can make. I have an endless bag of rice, so
Yeah, well,
I mean, I can
that
help.
was everything your dad ate, actually. Oh, when he felt special, he would eat a few bites of meat, but it was mostly rice in the morning, rice in the evening, sometimes fried, sometimes raw, sometimes cooked. He never put on a single pound.
Oh,
Which is part of the reason why I knew there was something wrong. Or I should say special.
yeah.
Oh, hey, how about, and like she holds out like pork cutlets from the fridge and says, I have stuff for tonkatsu.
Oh, of course, I can help with that. That shouldn't take very long.
Your friends don't have allergies, do they?
I think she'll go back into the. It's like tonkatsu, pork katsu. All right for everybody?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. Yep, I don't think.
All right.
I think we should be good.
As she preps the food and like you give her a hand to cook the supper and everything, she asks you more, like she tries to steer the conversation towards more mundane things, like how is school, what
Yeah.
about your classes, like has your lineage impacted anything at school, like are people looking at you
No, she's like, I think she'll indulge in that. No, but I did miss a few classes, and I had to apologize to professors and promise I wouldn't get behind again. But I should be okay.
And when you're about to finish prepping the meal, so a few minutes before everyone like joins in, she asks you a very strange question. And you can see in her face that even she finds it a little awkward. Like, you've never seen your mother blush before.
Mm-hmm.
But she asks if you... Do you dream of being a fox sometimes? Because
No.
back when your dad and I were dating, it's all I could dream of. I would just be prancing in a field or in the woods.
Huh.
It was
Actually,
strange, but pleasant.
actually, I have. I haven't had one in like a couple of years, but I remember as a kid.
And you see her, she like hesitates, and eventually when Eddie and Kieran sit down for dinner, and now I just need to remember, Dee is also fluent in Japanese, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she switches to Japanese, hearing your friends coming in, not knowing if they know
Knowing
Japanese or not.
maybe Eddie does, or Kieran does. I don't know.
And she says, I asked because your father and I, we never actually,
She just looks like,
it only happened in a dream while we were,
I don't.
It's just, I knew you were special. Because I know how biology works.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to have this conversation right now, Mom.
And
D is just kind of like she's like crisis.
Oh yeah,
Lynn's fine with it. D is not.
Your mom is like beet red.
Yeah.
But like she needs to know because
Yeah.
How old is Dee? Like 20 something?
She's like 21.
So, this secret has been eating at your mom for 21 years.
Mm-hmm.
But she turns around and is all smile. All like, everything is normal, and she brings everyone their food. And on this scene of a happy family reunion, we're gonna end today's episode. Next week we'll start with Eddie's downtime with Dudu, Kieran's downtime if he has anything, Morning's downtime if she has anything, and then we montage the adventure up to the fated investor meeting. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Cool. So thank you everyone for coming today. Thank you to all of you players for taking the time to play in this game, in this very strange game, as it seems, of mythic storytelling. I am Wandering DM, but before I go into my spiel, if you have anything that you wish to shout out, players, places where we can find you during the week, anything on your social that you want to give a shout out for, now is the time. You can post your links in the chat if you want to. We will start with the kitsune of our group, Lynn.
Hey, I'm Lynn, Flying Cirrus on Twitter and Twitch, and you can find my art there and the games and tabletop games, I'm in. But tomorrow I will be on twitch.tv/flying my channel. In the 1 p.m. I'll be doing a Gundam build. So we're going to be building Death Scythe Hell Master Grade. So we'll see how that goes. Good chill robot times.
That's cool. You mean like the model that you have?
Yeah, like physical.
Oh,
I got
shit.
the has like the big thing of like the sprues and stuff like that. So
I had a small one that I never managed to put together. I think I lost a piece, like a crucial piece. So,
oh no,
yeah.
yeah, always.
But that's it. Thank you for coming, Lynn. Up next is Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Anino. Find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. I don't really have anything else to plug right now, but keep track of everything that I'm doing over on Twitter.
And up next is Hannah.
I'm Hannah, Hanimation on Twitch, Hanimation Art on Twitter, Hanimation Studios on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me here every Friday on Wandering DM's channel at 8:30 p.m. playing Cyberpunk Red, and then here every Saturday at 1 p.m. EST playing Scion. And I'm really excited because my Etsy shop is about to reopen today after being closed for over a month. So it's very exciting stuff.
Thank you to all three of you for coming. Thank you, chat, for coming in here and watching this amazing stream that we love very, very much. This was episode 13 of Scion, Birth of the New Gods. I am Simon at Wandering DM. You can find me here on Mondays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for D&D, Rime of the Frost Maiden, and Cyberpunk Red, respectively. You can also find me tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern over on Praxagora Thesmophoria's channel for some romantic fantasy with Romance of the Blue Rose. And then on Unmade Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday for Cyberpunk Red, as well as Sirenscape's channel, so twitch.tv/Sirenscape, for some Cyberpunk Red again. So that's 3 doses of Cyberpunk Red every week. Plus D&D and Scion right here on Saturday afternoons. Thank you everyone for coming. Stay safe, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.